a clip of that. Right there, smoothly in down the back straightaway. 3 car lengths separating. Big send on the inside. Kyle Turzak up the racetrack. Contact between the two, and it's going to be Braxton DeWeese winning here at Nashville. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight we are at the South Boston Speedway for tonight's Lead of the Pack Super Series race. The 5th of their season. So far we have had 4 different races with 3 different winners. The last 2 being won by the driver at the top of the board right now, Mark Keteman. Keteman winning the last 2 races and doing so. He will be put to the rear after qualifying here this evening. In Leave the Pack, there's a rule that if you win 2 races in a row in a division, you start the next one from the rear. So Keteman going to be starting tonight's race from the rear. On screen right here, this driver, 3rd in the point standings coming into tonight's race. Had a top 5 last week at the Langley Speedway. This is Zach Murphy. 10th on lap number 1 of 14:82. Quick time of 14:42. Chris Smith to the 2nd spot in the 80 machine. As Murphy, 2nd time around, into the 8th position. We've got 11 cars here tonight. Murphy on a turns 3 and 4, loose across the stripe. Keeps his foot in it. It looks like he will stay in that 8th spot. As Brian Gravel concluded his qualifying run just then. I was talking, but I realized that my mic was muted. So we're going to have to restart what I said. Gravel in the WD Broadcasting Network 22 here tonight. Had to notify him that he had another lap in qualifying. So Mark Keteman going to pick up the pole once again. We'll grab a word from the 2 machine. He's going to be starting from the rear, but he will get 10 bonus points for his fast time here tonight. So we'll grab a word from our fast qualifier. Once again, Mark Keteman up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, well, another pole on this season. What is that? I think that is your 3rd pole on the Super Late Model season. 2 wins in a row. You're going to be starting from the rear here tonight. 10 bonus points to start off the evening in qualifying. What can you do in 100 laps to get that 2 machine back to the front?
Hopefully not die. Unlike the street stock race, I mean, I thought I had the strategy to win that, and we've seen how that played out with only, I think, the same amount of cars. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. And I don't know, really just I gotta keep the tires under it. It really killed me last night in the late model stock race. So I think saving that right rear is going to be the key to probably getting the victory. Because you save that and at least wait long enough to make your move or whatever to get up there. I think you'll be all right. But if you use it up early and abuse it, you're not going to be very competitive late on the race.
Yeah, the tire is definitely going to be a big part in this evening's race. We have 11 cars here this evening, so not too big of a field for you to climb through. Obviously, the tire is going to play a role here tonight. Getting to the finish, like you mentioned, going to play a role here tonight. How do you feel passing is going to be? Obviously, the top 7 all within the same 1/10 of a second, so it's a very tight field. Do you think you're going to be able to pass these guys with ease, or is it going to be a struggle bus here?
It's just all going to depend on how everybody feels about running the race. Some people might just give you the spot. Other people might race you a little harder for it. So we're just going to have to play it car by car and see what happens. I honestly just want to finish the race. That's about it. So if I can come away with a top 5 or top 3, I'd still be happy with that. So.
Alrighty, Mark. Well, congratulations to you on your pole here tonight, and we wish you luck starting from the 11th spot.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, that was Mark Keteman, your fast qualifier here tonight. These drivers getting some warm-up laps in. So they've got about 2 minutes left to go. We're going to take a quick step away. We'll be right back for the green flag here at the South Boston Speedway at the Lead the Pack Super Series. Be right back in just one moment here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Alrighty, folks, back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. We're going to grab a word from the driver who's going to be starting pole after Keteman goes to the rear. Finished 3rd earlier on in the street stock race tonight. Austin Godfrey up in the booth. You get a copy. Alrighty, well, you're going to be rolling off. You're going to be rolling off from the pole here tonight after Keteman gets dropped to the rear. We've got 100 laps here at the South Boston. This is your first start in the Super Series. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Just settle in and just ride smooth the whole race. Oh.
What are some of the keys to this race in your opinion? Mark Keteman said tires. That's going to play a big role. What are some of the other factors in tonight's race that you're looking out for?
Save your tires. Miss all the wrecks if there is any, and just be smooth.
Alrighty, well, you've got about a minute left here in the warm-up session to get that one machine all prepared and ready for tonight's 100 lapper, so we'll let you get back to it, but good luck to you starting from the top spot here tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was Austin Godfrey. And the checkered flag gonna fly on the warm-up session. These drivers ready to go 100 laps here at the South Boston Speedway. as the drivers make their way onto the grid. Sorry about that. For some reason, timing and scoring thrown for a loop right there at the conclusion of the warm-up session. But the field is on the grid. Kedeman in the 2 machine on the pole. So we'll try to get timing and scoring back updated before the start of the race. But Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine going to roll off from the top spot. The lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. I think timing and scoring should be working for you guys. As the field works their way through turns 3 and 4, we're going to get ready to send them green for 100 laps of action. Austin Godfrey, Chris Smith, the pace car to the bottom side of the racetrack. The green flag is up. We're underway. Godfrey and Smith lead the field down into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go for the first time. Look at Brady Cox in the 76 machine already taking a peek for the 2nd position. Lap number 1 going to be led by Austin Godfrey. Working lap number 2 right now. Brady Cox to the inside of the 80 machine, trying to take over the 2nd spot. That's going to allow Godfrey to get a little bit of a gap out front. Chris Smith started in that 2nd place spot, stuck up on the outside lane right here. A little further back, Brandon Kelly, Zach Murphy, a little bit of contact there on the back straightaway. The battle for the 7th position. Looks like Murphy will peek ahead for now. Meanwhile, up front, Brady Cox still trying to get that 76 machine clear of the 80 of Chris Smith. Looks like Smith up the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Give the spot to Brady Cox up off the corner. Here comes Brian Grable in the 22. Into the 3rd position. James Pileski right there ready to pounce as well. Pileski dives down to the bottom side of the racetrack trying to take over that 4th spot from Chris Smith. This race is going to be about track position. We'll have to keep an eye on Mark Kedeman, currently up into the 8th spot. He's made up 3 positions already from the 11th spot. Currently running 8th right now. Pileski able to get by Chris Smith in the 80. Is Austin Godfrey right now a 1.3 second advantage in that Christmas wrapped number 1 machine. Is John Piette facing the wrong way on the front straightaway. It looks like he's going to bring that car down pit road. The green flag will stay out. 9 laps in out of 100. Clean and green. Unfortunately, John Piette around in the 5 machine. Not sure what happened. As we watch the battle for the 2nd spot right now, Brady Cox in the 76 machine. Under fire from Brian Grable in the 22. We are 11 laps in out of 100. We've got 90 to go. Going to be a quick one here at the South Boston Speedway in the 14-second bracket as far as lap times go. Godfrey a little bit quicker than these guys behind. Really setting a good pace in that 1 machine. James Pileski in the 93, riding in that 3rd spot right here. Sorry, 4th spot. And there is Brian Grable to the inside. Gravel to the bottom of Brady Cox. Cox going to be moved up to the outside lane. He's going to lose the second spot and the third spot. Here comes Chris Smith in the 80 as well. Cox got freight trained right there. Brandon Elvis not going to let Brady Cox shut the door. Brady Cox now back outside of the top 5. Very hard to get back to the bottom side of the racetrack. Able to get down in front of Zach Murphy right there. Kind of had to force his way down, but Brady Cox back to the 6th position. Meanwhile, out front, it is still Austin Godfrey out by 2 seconds now over Brady Cox. And oh, caution flag. Brady Cox and Zach Murphy tangled up in turn 3. Not sure what happened. They were battling for that 6th spot. Looked like Zach Murphy in the 29 machine got in a little bit deep. This is the view going into turns 3 and 4. Murphy into the back bumper of Cox. It looked like Brady Cox might have gotten into the outside wall a little bit. We'll go on board with him. On board with the 76 machine right here down the back straightaway. A little bit into the wall, but just hit from behind right there. Both those drivers going to be to the back after that one. As we get the 1 to go signal that time by. The field doubled up down the back straightaway right here. Gonna get ready to go through the restart zone. It's gonna be Austin Godfrey, Brian Gravel, James Pileski, Chris Smith in the restart zone. One car goes nice and early. We're back underway. And oh, they're playing bumper cars into the corner and the caution flag flies. James Pileski goes around. Caution flag is out. James Pileski in the 93 got tagged right there. The 1 car got on the binders going into turns 1 and 2. And that kind of stacked up the whole field. Chris Smith got into the back bumper of the 93. And around went James Pileski. On board with Pileski here. We saw him kind of have to get out of the get out of the gas a little bit. And that puts us back under yellow for the 2nd time here this evening. Godfrey still your race leader, able to get good starts so far in this one. Field getting the 1 to go signal once again. Going to be single file this time, as we didn't get a lap in there. And the field bunches up into turns 3 and 4. The pace car drops to the bottom side. It'll make its way down pit road. It's going to be Austin Godfrey, Brian Grable through the restart zone once again. A big time jump right there for the 1 car. He's going to have a couple car lengths down into turns 1 and 2. Look at that. Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine. Started 11th in this one, up to the top 5 here, running in the 5th spot. 2 machine up to the top 5 here. We are 25 laps in. 75 to go for Austin Godfrey. Trying to pick up his first career victory in the Leave the Pack Super Series in his first start. Zach Murphy in the 29 trying to work his way back forward after the contact with Brady Cox. As he gets by Brandon Kelly for the 7th spot. Look up a little bit further, Brandon Elvis. Oh, back behind. Brandon Kelly around in the 9 machine. James Pileski around in the 93 as well. The green flag stays out. The green flag stays out. Austin Godfrey, your race leader. He's going to have 2 lap cars in front of him now. James Pileski and Brandon Kelly after the contact. Not sure what happened up off of turns 1 and 2. But we work lap 30 now. 10 cars on the lead lap. A couple cars at risk of going a lap down here. I think Pileski has speed in that 93 machine. He should be able to stay on the lead lap for now. Brandon Kelly, though, 2/10 slower that time around. Godfrey's going to start to reel him in pretty quick here. Ryan Grable currently running in that second position. He has 1 victory this season back at the New Smyrna Speedway in race number 2. After the teammates, Cardorusso, Mark Keedeman got together. Ooh, Godfrey loose up off the corner. Nearly trouble with the lap car there. Way up the track in turns 1 and 2. As here comes Mark Keedeman to the inside of Brandon Elvis. That's the battle for the 4th spot. Keedeman going to get by right there. Elvis going to tuck back behind. Meanwhile, up in front of him, Chris Smith in the 80 machine trying to get around the 22 of Brian Grable. Chris Smith started this race in the 2nd spot. As Godfrey continues to stretch out that lead. He's got 0.8 of a second up off the corner right there. Woods running in the 6th spot right now. And trying to track down Brandon Elvis. Zach Murphy back behind in the 7th position. Brady Cox in the 8th spot. James Pileski, the final car on the lead lap, in the 9th position. Quite a ways back, just hoping for a caution flag soon. Good news for Pileski, though. He is a little bit quicker than your race leader. But back behind your race leader, Chris Smith in the 80 machine. Starting to get some pressure from your points leader and 2-time winner this season, Mark Keedeman. Keedeman in the 2 machine. He's worked his way up inside of the top 5. Now he wants to knock on the door of the top 3. Shy of the halfway point. Here comes Mark Keedeman looking to the bottom. Keedeman going to go by the 80 machine of Chris Smith, so move Keedeman up into the top 3. As he'll set his sights on Brian Grable in the 22 machine and Austin Godfrey, your race leader. Grable a little bit quicker than Godfrey that time by. We're just shy of the halfway point in this one. We'll get the lap times from the last time by up on you guys' screens so you guys can see who's fast and who's not right now. Keedeman, the fastest time by, that last time by. The fastest time around, that last time by. Keedeman definitely starting to pick up the pace here. But your top 5 times, all very similar. We are 47 laps in. Godfrey continuing to show the way in the 1 machine. approaching Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine. Nearing a second lap down for Brandon Kelly. 9 cars left on the lead lap at this point. Ryan Grable in the 2nd spot. He's got Mark Keteman in his rear view mirror, running a little bit quicker than him. This time by, the cross flags are up, halfway in, halfway home for Austin Godfrey. Puts a little bit more space in between him and Brian Grable. We've got 50 more laps here at the South Boston Speedway. Godfrey trying to hang on. He's led the most laps so far. Mark Keteman running in the 3rd spot right now. Your points leader in Believe the Pack Super Series. This season alone, Mark Keteman, this season alone, Keteman in the 2 machine has led a whopping 314 laps. 88% of the laps coming into tonight's race have been led by Mark Keteman. He's trying right now to get back to the front. He's got Brian Grable up in front of him, and actually, no, he doesn't. Grable in the 22 machine jumps up to the top side and says, here, you know what, you go ahead and give it a shot. Keteman up into that 2nd position now. Let's see if he can do anything to track down the number 1 of Austin Godfrey. Godfrey in the 1 about a 1.5 seconds out. The 2 running very similar lap times. Just under 45 laps to go. And oh, James Pileski in the 93 was way up the racetrack there. There was nearly contact between him and Austin Godfrey as Pileski pulls that car pit side. Problems for the 93. It's a tough break for Pileski down pit road. He was running in the 9th spot. As Godfrey comes around to see lap number 60. It'll be 40 to go when we get back around. Austin Godfrey trying to cap off a dominant performance so far. 60 laps in at the line. Austin Godfrey that time a little bit quicker than Mark Keteman. But the gap has been back and forth between the 2. Brandon Elvis able to get by Chris Smith in the 80 machine. Zach Murphy going to set his sights on the 80 of Chris Smith. Those 2 finished 1-2 earlier tonight in the street stock division. Murphy to the bottom side. Chris up the racetrack. Going to let the 29 of Zach Murphy by. As up front, Mark Keteman continuing to try to track down your race leader, Austin Godfrey. But the lap times very similar between the 2, 35 to go at the line. Keteman starting to run out of time if he wants to track down the 1 machine under green. Down the back straightaway they go. Look back on Chris Smith, who started in the 2nd spot. He's back to the 6th position. Had to fight very early on in that outside lane to try not to fall too far back. Was riding in that 4th spot for a while. Got shuffled back into the 6th position now. 8 cars on the lead lap. This time by across the line, it'll be 30 laps to go for your race leader, Austin Godfrey. Godfrey trying to collect his first victory in the Lead the Pack Super Series in his first start. Qualified in the 3rd spot. And after Mark Keteman qualified on pole, got sent to the rear for winning the past 2 weeks in LTP Super Series competition. Keteman trying to track down Godfrey, but just not enough speed difference between the two at this point in the race. Unless that one machine starts really falling off, could have some trouble. And the 2 machine could be in trouble. He wants to win a 3rd race in a row. .25 to go for Mark Keteman. And ooh, nearly contact. There was contact, rather, into turns 3 and 4. Brady Cox trying to get around Jeremiah Woods for the 6th spot, or sorry, the 7th spot. The 76 machine down low. There's still contact. They're beating and banging through turns 3 and 4. Woods trying to hold the 76 of Cox down very tight. Brady Cox not able to get that car rotated on the bottom. As we've got 23 to go, Brady Cox will have to fall back in line for now. As these 2 drivers put on a show, Brady Cox sideways there. There was contact up off the corner. Woods holding that outside lane strong, trying everything he can to just keep Brady Cox behind. Racetrack off the exit right there. Goes the 222 machine and around goes Brady Cox. And the caution flag's going to fly right in front of your race leader, Austin Godfrey. How did he avoid that one? Had to get on the binders with a wrecked car right in front of him. Let's watch that on board with your leader, Austin Godfrey. He saw the 2 lap cars racing up in front of him. You see the 76 machine. Luckily, he got on the brakes and just barely squeezed by right there. The narrowest of margins separating him and the wall. As we'll watch again what happened up off the corner. I think the 76 just got a better run than Woods in the 22 machine. The 222 machine, sorry. But around he goes. And that brings us up under yellow for the 3rd time here tonight. There was more contact after the fact. Not sure what happened between these 2. One of them not happy, obviously. Brady Cox in the 76 machine. Cox and the 76 machine going to be done after that one. Car is down pit road. I think he has retired from the event. We've got 18 laps to go. $18 to go, 17 to go right here. So get the 1 to go signal for Austin Godfrey. be a 16-lap shootout for the victory here at South Boston. Godfrey has led all 83 laps so far. Can he get the job done and hang on here at the South Boston Speedway? We will find out as the pace car drops to the bottom side of the racetrack. It'll be Austin Godfrey, Mark Keedeman through the restart zone. We're back underway. 16 to go. Godfrey up the racetrack. Here comes Keedeman to the bottom. Mark Keedeman going to try the crossover move down into turns 3 and 4. Keedeman down low. Godfrey up top. Going to try to hang on the outside lane. Godfrey into the wall in the one machine. Keedeman's going to try to come back on the bottom. They're battling side by side. 15 laps to go. It'll be 14 at the line. Give it to Austin Godfrey across the stripe that time. Trying to get something rolling on that outside lane as Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine is loose on the bottom. 14, make it 13 laps to go this time. Godfrey loose in the 1 machine. Back to the 2nd spot as Mark Keedeman takes the lead once again. Brian Gravel in the 22 machine wants to take over the 2nd spot. Godfrey up the track once again in the 1. Austin Godfrey, the guy that led from the get-go, dropping back here with 12 laps to go, 11 to go out front for Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine. Brian Gravel in the 22 able to get around Austin Godfrey in the 1 as Brandon Elvis now tries to work his way onto the podium in the 54 machine. It'll be 10 to go this time. Move Brandon Elvis up to 3rd. Zach Murphy now trying to take advantage of Austin Godfrey as the 1 machine clearly the tires hot on the right side of that race car. Dropping like a rock on that outside lane. 9 laps to go for Mark Keedeman. Keedeman trying to pick up his 3rd consecutive victory here in the Leave the Pack Super Series. As Austin Godfrey brings the 1 machine down pit road, had such a good run going up until that point. So we now have 7 laps to go. 7 to go for Mark Keedeman. Keedeman wants this victory. It will mean that he has to start from the back in another race, but he has drove from the 11th spot on the grid after qualifying on pole. Coming from the 11th spot, he is in the lead now into turns 3 and 4 with 5 laps to go. 5 to go for Mark Keedeman. Brian Gravel in the 2nd spot, back behind, a little bit slower in the 22 machine. Keedeman the fastest car on the racetrack as of this point. 4 to go this time for the 2 machine. It would most certainly take a caution flag here if Brian Gravel or Brandon Elvis want any shot at the victory. Three to go as they work down the back straightaway. Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine. Out front, gonna see the popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go for Mark Keedeman. Trying to hang on to what will be his 3rd victory here in the Leave the Pack Super Series. Through turns 3 and 4, white flag is out. 1 more final time around. Into turns 1 and 2 for the final time, a 1.2 second advantage for Keedeman. He started off the evening with a quick time here in the Supers. He started from 11th. He's going to get the job done. Mark Keedeman wins 3 in a row at South Boston. Keedeman winning at the South Boston Speedway. He's going to burn him down after that one. Came from the 11th spot on the grid, and he's going to pick up his 3rd win of the season. We're going to take a quick step away, folks, on the WD Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back with a word from our top 3 finishers and wrap things up here at the South Boston Speedway. folks. We are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Gonna grab a word from our top 3 finishers, starting with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Brandon Elvis, who started in the 7th spot, worked his way up into the top 5 and into the top 3 late, up into the broadcast booth, started 7th here tonight, finished 3rd. Brandon Elvis, you got a copy.
Hey.
Alrighty, well, it was a fun race for you in the 54 machine, an eventful one. Got the 54 up onto the podium, started 7th. Tell me about your race.
Yeah. Had about a 10th place car the whole night. I for whatever reason, I couldn't get it figured out, and about a little before halfway in that race, it kind of clicked to me what I was doing wrong, and started correcting that. But I weren't going too hard. About 15 laps before that caution came out, I was getting all I could get. Wish it would have come out a little sooner, but I didn't think we were going to get one at all, and was hoping I could catch Crable and at least get up to 4th there. But I just kind of battled right there at the end. I was able to get to the podium. Like I said, probably a 10th place car tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, sometimes, hey, we've said it before, we'll say it again. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than have speed. And luckily, you had the positioning right where you needed it here tonight. Some cars burn up their tires up in front of you, and ultimately the 54 ended up on the podium. Who do you have to thank for another podium finish here in the Super Late Model?
Yeah, just my wife for letting me do this. Mom, Dad, Burials Performance and Fab, Coastal Performance, Coleman Design, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, WD Broadcasting Network, and you for putting this league on for us.
Yeah, it's been a fun time. It was a fun race here tonight. We'll take a break here in the coming weeks, but it's always good to end before the break with a podium finish. Congratulations to you, Brandon, on your 3rd place run here tonight at Sobo.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Now to talk to our 2nd place finisher, Brian Gravel. Brian Gravel up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, started in the 4th spot here tonight, got up to the 2nd position pretty quickly, and you battled with Austin Godfrey and eventually Mark Keedeman, but that 2 machine was a rocket ship here tonight. Still a good run for you in the 2nd spot. How do you feel?
I felt all right. There's speed still to be found. I couldn't get a good feel on the car tonight. Something was off tonight. I felt like I definitely could have got the win. I just couldn't get a feel. Just couldn't feel anything.
Yeah, the car can be a little bit tough here at the South Boston Speedway, and tires were definitely a big factor here as well. But still a great run for the 22 machine. You got 1 win this season, now a 2nd place finish as well. Who do you have to thank for a good run in the Supers?
Again, would like to thank you for letting me run one of your cars. Very Christmassy this time. Want to thank Race EPI, Scrub Out Cancer, Napa, Oliver Motorsports, and want to thank you again for putting all this on every week.
Alrighty, Brian. Well, we'll keep it short here tonight. Congratulations to you on your 2nd place run, and we look forward to talking to you up in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, now to talk to the man of the hour. Came from the 11th place spot on the grid here tonight, passed 7 cars en route to victory. Number 3 in a row, Mark Keedeman. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, well, win at number 3 in a row, and you started at the back this week. You got the victory. Next week, or the next time we race, rather, you will be starting from the back again. Can we do it to, I guess, 4 wins in a row?
I don't know. I think in Myrtle Beach, it's going to be a lot more difficult to come from the back there, especially as abrasive and rough that racetrack is on tires. Might be a little bit harder to come from the back then. Godfrey definitely had me. I feel terrible for him. I don't know what happened to Brady. Brady wrecked on the backstretch, and I mean, without that caution, I wasn't catching Godfrey. He was gone. Lap times were just too close. I think tire fall off was just about even. I was just trying to maintain, not spin the tires up off the corner, and then that caution was kind of a godsend for me, but I feel bad for Godfrey because that was his race to win. But it's going to be a little harder, I think, especially if at least we can get some more cars, I hope. I hate to see that the car count is as low as it is right now, but I think it'll be a little harder, and especially Brandon. That's Brandon's home track, so he's definitely not going to want to give that one up easy. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know how Brandon Elvis feels about the Myrtle Beach Speedway, and especially my fans from the All-Star Racing League, they know how Brandon Elvis feels about Myrtle Beach Speedway. He's gotten a couple wins there with my coverage. But Myrtle Beach going to be a fun one. But before we jump ahead of ourselves, a great run here tonight for the 2 Machine. Started 11th, worked your way up through the field pretty quickly there, up into the top 5, and then those top 5 cars put up a little bit more of a fight. Kind of worked your way through there slowly, and at the end of the race, got around Godfrey after that caution, like you said, and picked up your 3rd victory of the season. Very much extended the points lead here tonight. Didn't get all the bonuses this time around, but still got quite a few. Who do you have to thank for a run like that here at the South Boston Speedway?
Got to thank Justin Brooks Designs for making this beautiful Christmas paint scheme for me last minute. RKM Setup Shop, Topsoil Landscapes, Clive Power Equipment, Friesen Performance, K Cars, Race Cars, MK Performance, all my friends, family that support me and watch me do this thing since I'm a little too poor to have a real super in real life. So this is how I get my fix for it. Maybe one day something like that will change and we'll be in a real car. But just thanks to everybody that supports me, friends, family. Thanks to you and Wade and everybody that puts this deal on for us. And I'm actually hoping to really get a cup with my car on it here at the end of the season. So we're just going to try and keep pushing forward and see what we can make of it.
Alrighty, Mark. Well, congratulations to you on your 3rd victory of the season. Enjoy your holidays. Have a good break from the Leave the Pack iRacing League. But we look forward to talking to you when you come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to wish everybody that's watching a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a great New Year. And we'll see y'all back when we go race Myrtle Beach.
Alrighty. Well, Mark, congratulations one more time. See ya. Alrighty. That was your winner, Mark Keedeman. Winner here tonight. His 3rd victory in a row in the Leave the Pack Super Series. I think that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight, folks. Thank you guys for watching on the WD Broadcasting Network. If you enjoyed this video, hit the red subscribe button, hit the like button on this video. Follow on Facebook, and follow the Leave the Pack iRacing League on Facebook as well. But that's going to wrap it up. Your host, Winston Deal, signing it off from South Boston. Peace out.